Hi everyone, Barbara from Allbrands.com. Happy Friday, and it's a beautiful day today. And we have a very special guest, the Grace Company. Grace Company has been in business for over 30 years now, providing quilters with amazing products. They started out with hand quilting, wooden frames, and then they went up to the wooden frames that you can put any domestic machine on. I remember those from back in the day with the Brother PQ 1500s and Juki high-speed domestic machines on there. And then they graduated to computerized Longarm quilting machines, which is so exciting. And we have three amazing representatives from the company. But before I introduce them, I wanted to let you know that I know that this was a spur of the moment live because this August promotion is amazing. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about the Q-Zone Hoop Frame, Q-Zone Hoop Frame Pro, the recertified machines, the long arms, true cut products, and accessories. So there's a lot to cover today, and I could not do it without the amazing help of Mark Martin, who's the sales representative at Grace Company, Nathan, and I'm not even going to try to say your last name because I will butcher it, but he's an amazing marketing specialist, and Karla Gerome, who's actually the daughter of Grace and in the family of the business. It's a family business through and through. So we're so excited to have them. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, we're having a giveaway. So not only are we going to be doing tons and tons of giveaways for some true cut products during this presentation, if you want to be eligible, we are giving away a Q-Zone hoop frame. So you can put any domestic machine on a frame and finish your quilts, which I need to do. I hope I win this, or it'll definitely be on my wish list coming up. So yeah, so we're going to be giving that away, and the winner will be announced on August 24th. So how do you be eligible to win? Just interact with this video in any way. The more times you interact, the more times you have a chance to win. And we are going to randomly select someone who interacts on YouTube or Facebook. So if you're watching from our product page on allbrands.com, if you emailed for the reminder, you can just click the YouTube icon on the bottom right of the production screen, and it allows you to make comments on the video. If you're on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, share. What's the other thing? Comment. Like, comment, and share. Yeah, so, and that's going to be a really, really good surprise. Jill, oh, and hi, before we bring everybody in, when's your birthday? Is it August 23rd? Well, I hope you win the Q-Zone hoop frame because we're really excited about it. And I'll just say hi to everyone. Oh, here's Jill again. Oh, my gosh. And Sally. Oh, congratulations on your new Bernina that we were talking about. Hi, Carolyn. Eartha, hi from Port Allen. And Mark from Arizona. Good to see you again. Oh, my goodness. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in from the Grace Company. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Here they are.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome. And how are you today?
We're great.
We're great.
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having us on, Barbara. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to be a part of what you're doing with your business, with your family-owned business as well, with you and your dad. And again, to be able to be in front of your audience, we just really appreciate this opportunity to have a chance to converse with them and share a couple great things.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for, on the spur of the moment, letting us put this on, because Nathan, I know you put a lot of the promotions together. I was putting these promotions, I was preparing them for our website, allbrands.com, and I was just seeing how amazing these deals were. And I was like, there is no way we can't not tell everyone about these specials. So that's why we're having a virtual showcase today. And yeah, we have some amazing products, amazing deals. So yeah, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about is the Q-Zone hoop frame. which is on a very, very special offer. So, do y'all want to just do a quick demonstration on that?
Maybe I can kind of, as part of what this is, Barbara, first thing again, with your group, I know, just so all the viewers understand the value that Allbrands brings into this industry, Barbara is being really kind, saying that this is all us. We really try to help as much as we can, but groups like Allbrands specifically, I know they're digging into their own pockets to help make things even a little bit more available. So first off, we appreciate, Barbara, your willingness to look at from that aspect. And what we're going to look at is we have Mark and Karla, and I'm going to kind of help move the camera around so we can get nice up close and personal on these as we kind of walk through this. We have two frames that we're going to kind of talk about. I would have Karla share with us a little bit about the hoop frame, the Q-Zone hoop frame, and then we're going to talk and move briefly into its new close cousin here, or a bigger brother, which is one of a couple more features. But if you're good, Karla, let's go ahead and have you maybe share a couple things on what you found to be so great on a hoop frame.
What I love about the Q-Zone hoop frame is it's the frame I started out at home with, because I didn't have a lot of room. And so I started out because it only takes up this much space. And you can quilt any size quilt on this frame. So it's not limiting you to the size quilts you can quilt. You can quilt from a baby, a table runner, to a king size quilt with this frame, using not only a Longarm machine, but a domestic machine, the machine that you piece with at home. And you could use their foot pedal. It just makes it so much easier to move the machine across the fabric rather than you pushing the fabric through the machine. And that's what I love about the Q-Zone hoop frame, is it's given me more opportunities to quilt, which I love, and to do it at home rather than down here in the showroom on the weekends and at night. So I can be at home quilting and not down here. So that's one thing that I love. So the other thing is that I can shift my fabric and quilt that large quilt. So I'll quilt my section, shift the fabric, and then quilt the next section, and then start working my way down. So it's not limiting to me the size quilt I can quilt.
Karla, you mind maybe just quickly showing them here on the side how the fabric does clip on, and show them how those work? I'm going to kind of come over here so you can kind of...
So I'm actually just going to shift the fabric right here and show you how quick and easily it's done. You just take the elastic strips off, which are holding fabric in place. Hang on, this one's a little tighter. All right, and I just take these clips off really quick, cut them off to the side, and my front clips off as well. And now I can just shift my fabric this direction and finish up. Oh, I've got my clock right there. Just shift it just a little bit, and then just finish the quilt, because I couldn't quilt all the way to the edge because the machine will bump, and so I needed to shift my fabric just a little bit. And so I'll quickly snap it back into place.
Now we call this zone quilting, right, Karla, where we're quilting through the quilt in zones or different sections?
What's nice about the Q-Zone hoop frame is that if you want to, if you're tired of the free motion quilting and you want to add an extra element to your quilting, you can add the automation. And we're the only company that makes automation for the smaller hoop frames, because it works with you as you're shifting the fabric. And so
Karla,
that's exciting as well.
I'm going to have you maybe just move that machine a little bit. I'm going to kind of show them down here on the wheels, right? How we can move that machine back and forth a little bit. She's putting it on the fabric. You'll notice that the machine sits on the carriage. And maybe while we're looking at that, Mark, maybe while she's putting that on, why don't you show us really quick how the domestic machine sits on here?
Yeah, absolutely. So over on this frame, we have the domestic machine. And so this will actually, it sits on the top plate, as you see here. So you have your handlebars. All of your domestic machines won't have handlebars to move it. It sits on this nice top plate with ball bearing wheels. It sits on this bottom carriage. And now you have these handlebars to move your domestic machine on top of the fabric, much like you would what Karla's going to show you with the Longarm on top of the fabric.
All right. So Karla, why don't you go ahead and kind of show us a little bit when you move that around, how easy that is.
Nice
go ahead and turn on the machine here. We'll do a little stitching for everybody.
Sally.
Oh, I already broke it.
It will fit. So, and it's the carriage is included with that, Sally. So yes, you can fit any domestic sewing machine.
I love the question that's being asked right now is, will the Bernina 830 fit? The good question is absolutely. And in fact, if you have your own BSR on there, one of the things that we've done is there's no height restriction. So the machine simply sits and rests on the plate. It's also not clamped. I mean, it's not bolted. Mark, why don't you show them the inside clamp really quick on that? So the machine literally
clamps with these nice. That's how you take your machine on and off. You move these.
So easy.
So easy. 2 on each side.
Yeah. And so therefore, and also the other question might be is, well, what if my machine's big, right? Well, you'll notice how much room there is on this entire platform. So there's plenty of room for all those machines. And in fact, we also have an extended handle. Some of those machines that are out there that are 16 inches or even 18s, we have a handle that expands out as an accessory for the machines that are up to 18 inches as well.
Yeah. I love the Q-Zone hoop frame because it doesn't take up a lot of real estate in your sewing room. It's not a humongous investment. So if you're just getting started and you're like, I don't know if I want the full roll style, you know, where you have to commit your whole quilt at one time, you can quilt in zones. It's about the size of a love seat, right, Nathan?
That's correct. We like to tell you, you know, one of the jokes always is, instead of telling your husband to get rid of the couch or he needs to get rid of his man cave, you can say, hey, we'll just get rid of your recliner. Oh, wait. And then they go, wait, that's not a good idea. We don't want to do that. So, but it does require much, much less space.
So from now through August 31st, I'm going to include the link in the comments here. But if you're interested in getting a private link, just type Q-Zone and we'll message you directly on Facebook. This is normally listed at $1,500.
Yep, $1,500.
It's on sale for $889, and it includes that carriage that you can put your domestic sewing machine on to get started with free motion quilting, and you don't have to get a whole new sewing room to do it. And I think on Allbrands' website, don't quote me on this yet, but I believe for a very limited time, maybe just during this video, and we are including a stitch regulator with that for if you have a Juki or a Brother machine.
Fantastic.
That's just from Allbrands.
I'll tell everybody really quick, Barbara, I know I'm kind of cutting in here, but you really want to confirm that, because that's amazing. If that's the case, just so you know, that would be like a $700 premium that automatically manages the stitching on your machine. That is impressive.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what stitch regulation is, there's like a link that like you're moving yourself, the machine yourself, right? So and maybe y'all could explain that better than me.
Here. Well, maybe we'll show people this machine. Most of the often big long arms have this, and it means it manages your stitches so you have the same consistent size all the time. I was going to kind of show you. So go ahead and Karla and turn this on. This is in our precise mode. So the machine, if you'll notice, will speed up and slow down as you move it. So move it faster. You'll hear the machine.
I love it.
Go grab that box over there. And then what we'll do really quick is, Barbara, we do have a box that shows that stitch regulator for the domestic machine here. I'll just kind of flash that up on screen for you. So Mark has that. Yeah. So you end up being able to add the same sophistication with the control for the size of your stitch. It has the smarts that when it plugs into your machine, it works with, again, several different machines. Like you mentioned, what were the brands you had? Juki.
If you have a Juki TL or a Brother PQ.
Or Brother PQ series.
Stitch regulator with that.
And it comes with the same things that professional machines do, which are called encoders. And they actually can track how fast the machine moves. And that's what Karla was doing over here when we turned this professional machine on. When you move it, it automatically speeds up and slows down your machine for you.
That's so cool. I love the technology, and the price point just can't be beat. So we did have one question from Laura, and this is a very good question. And I think this is the reason why most people buy the Q-Zone hoop frame. What are the measurements of it?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. So the measurements, it's only 4.5 feet on the side and about
Say about 40 inches from front
40,
to back.
Yep, 40 inches from front to back. And that's with when you can extend the machine fully out. But it's only 4.5 feet in length.
So I'm going to step straight in front of it so everybody can kind of see. Carla's standing on the right side on that 4.5 foot, and Mark is on the left.
Yeah,
and
it's height adjustable. So
height adjustable.
Definitely probably needed to be a little higher for Mark. But maybe for Karla.
And if you like to sit and quilt, because you're used to it, piecing on your domestic machine, it's really nice. It's very nice to be able to sit and quilt and do a little section at a time.
Yeah, as an example, we have one seated right over there. This one is partially all the way up, and Karla, maybe point down where they can adjust it down there.
Right here. With these screws and these holes right here, make it height adjustable.
Has 12 inches, so it's full stand or full sit.
That's great. I think I want to move to Utah because I'm jealous of your sewing studio there.
We'll accept you. Right on over.
Okay, so that is the Q-Zone hoop frame. There's a new one, Nathan. It's called the Pro, right?
Yep, Q-Zone Hoop Pro.
So it looks similar to the Q-Zone that we just looked at, but can you tell us what the differences are between the Pro?
Absolutely. So I have Mark over here. He is actually standing between the two. This is the standard Q-Zone. We do have the longer machine, but again, note that the carriage from both is the exact same. So you can use the 830 or the Jukies or your standard domestics. One other thing I'm going to show you, it's going to get a little crazy, but you can see I have a foot pedal underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
We recommend that the consumers, and that's why it works with pretty much all domestics, is you can just put your foot pedal underneath it in order to activate it. And then the machine moves about from the middle, about 1.5 feet to each side. So Mark, why don't you show some of the key things that are different on the Pro system for us?
Yeah, and for those of y'all, the carriage, for those of y'all who don't know what that means, that's what the machine, your domestic machine actually sits on. So it's that.
Show me the upper one, Mark. Put your hands on.
The carriage or trolley is what people call it. And so we have two of them on this one. So you have the bottom carriage, and then you have the top plate that sits on the bottom carriage. So you can see kind of better back here. You have the two carriage systems, and then you have the bar to throw the machine. But yeah, some of the differences, and one that I like in particularly is the dual track system.
So point that out, Mark.
Yeah, right here. You see that it has two tracks on each side, front and back. And what that allows is more stability, durability, smoothness with the carriage. When you're moving it back and forth, you have now two touch points on the track. Gives you very, very smooth transition as you're moving your machine all around the frame. A little different on the hoop frame where it has a single track on the hoop.
So this is the standard Q-Zone hoop frame.
So single,
Wheels on it.
and you have a single wheel.
All right.
That goes back and forth. The other difference is this frame comes with a couple accessories that this one doesn't. The cloth leaders are included. The cloth leaders are something fantastic. It's a way to attach your fabric to allow it to quilt edge to edge. So like right now, for example, if you look over here, we put this fabric on, and we just put it on to kind of demonstrate this. But right now, if we have this fabric over the rails as is, this is unstitchable. You can't stitch right on top of this. So what the cloth leaders allow you to do is bring this fabric attached with cloth leaders it brings the fabric out of the rails so that you're able to quilt from the very top to the very bottom and from each side. So now your entire quilt can be quilted from side to side, top to bottom, all because of these awesome cloth leaders that it comes with. The other awesome thing is, now I would say by show of hands, but I can't see anybody's hands, but we all like to trace patterns. You know, we want to put patterns on, whether it's a sit down, we want to be able to trace them around, patterns, trace them with laser. It's hard to do so. We can look at the Q-Zone hoop. You see it's all open. You can get the accessory tabletop for this frame. The Pro comes with it. So you see the tabletop, it comes already attached onto the frame. So that's a fantastic option for this frame right here.
I love that. That's great. It's much more like it's like the souped up version. It's the
Yeah, if anybody wants a performance car, this is the performance car, right? This is the one that gives you the more stability. You get the system for kind of guiding, you know, which is the table set, and you also include the leader cloths. And so that's a really great addition. It puts the same type of tracking and carriage system that the professional frames have in the industry. So.
Okay, so Nathan, we got a few questions. The first one's from Bobby. She says, what size quilt can you quilt on this frame?
So Karla, maybe Karla, you can share again, how do you go about and what size quilts can you do?
You can quilt any size quilt. It's a hoop frame. So remember the old-fashioned hand quilting hoops, how your large quilt draped over the sides, and you'd start from the center, work your way out. Well, this one gives you the capabilities of a hoop. So the larger quilts will hang over the sides of it, and you'll just shift your fabric. But you don't have to baste it either.
So any size quilt, there's really not a limit. We say up to king size or larger, and anything small as well.
So we had two people ask the same question. Lisa and Lori are asking if you can use pantographs with that.
That's a great question. And maybe we can answer that in two ways. Mark, why don't you talk a little bit again about the table on the back? And then I also like to share a little bit on how we might be able to use the front of the fabric, because this frame expands, right? It extends and we can put more room out in front of it. Mark's going to grab something here. So you can use and buy what we call a laser stylus for tracing. And those patterns and items get put right here on the tables.
Y'all,
again, on the cute,
so many, many accessories that you can get with these machines. I wish we could go over all of them in the video. But yes, that's so cool.
Yep.
I love that. I'm moving to Utah, so I can come play in your studio with all of this machines.
Yeah. You are welcome anytime, Barbara.
All right.
Marilyn says it's on her wish list. So, but guys, to upgrade to like a full, so this is like the hooping style frame. So you think of it like an embroidery hoop, but they do have like the full, there's a frame called a continuum frame. And that one is, so this one was the Qzone Pro sale price is $1,189. If you want a full size one, it's only $19.99 with free shipping for the full size frame. So let me bring back. So this is the full size continuum right here. That's just the frame, not with the machine and light bar included, but we'll get to that special a little later. But this is an amazing entry level price point to get into if you have the space for the continuum.
The same carriage that fits on the Qzone is also the same one that we can use to put domestic machines, as long as you can use a speed control or again that stitch regulator on this big professional frame.
I didn't know that. That's new to me.
So I think that's why John was excited about also sharing this. And a lot of people don't know, we're really the only brand in the industry that allows you to put a domestic machine like the Bernina 830s or the Jukies or the Brothers on this type of a frame as well. So you can do it from the hoop frames. You can also do them on the professional big long arm frames.
Yeah. So now for the month of August, it's on this special price for only $19.99, which is amazing.
Great deal.
And Lisa, we'll definitely tell your husband.
She says it would be a great retirement.
We'll put it. Jill says if I could kick my husband out of the garage. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life, you know. And then Wilhelmina says that she loves the light bar. And so does Lori. And yeah, so we'll get into the light bar a little bit later. But the next thing that I wanted to bring up to everybody, if they are interested in getting a either Qzone or Continuum frame, we have amazing deals on recertified machines from the Grace Company. So there's 4 models that I'm going to talk about. It's the 15R, the 15 Pro, the Q19, and the Q21. Can you tell us a little bit about what is recertified and like what is the program for recertification with these machines?
Yeah, that's a great question. The recertified machines are merely people who want to upgrade to a larger machine. So for example, someone already has our 15-inch machine that Karla was using, and they want to go ahead and get another machine. Let's say the 21 machine, which we have here. And so what they'll do is they'll go ahead and bring it in, or they want to move away from their 15. And so we have that 15 that is now a machine that is we can resell to the end user.
So what do you do in order to make sure it's recertified?
Yeah,
you know,
it goes through the same process. So what we do actually is we treat it as if it's a new machine. We open it back up. We go through all the checks. We the sew-offs. We check to make sure every component in the machine is still working. It needs to pass all of our tests, and it goes through a lot of testing in order for you guys to get it home out of the box. You get that experience. And so if it doesn't pass any of those, it will not be able to be classified as recertified. And it holds the same warranty as a brand new machine. So you can't beat that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
So
same
Kathleen,
warranty.
Kathleen, don't be overwhelmed. So now we're talking about long arm quilting machines. So when you have these frames that you are able to like put your quilt sandwich on, and I'll just explain that for just a moment, like what is a long arm? You put it on the frame, and then it kind of keeps the sandwich all together. And then instead of moving, like some people are free motioning like on fabric and moving the fabric all around with the feed docks down, like this way you can move the machine around, which if you know the analogy of using a pen on a piece of paper, like it's so much easier to move the pen to write your name than to move the paper to write your name. So to do like free motion on the top of your quilts, you want as much space as possible from the needle to the neck of the machine so that you can quilt a larger area. So the main differences between these long arm machines that we're talking about is they're a great deal because they're recertified, but we have 4 options for sizes. So the first great deal that we have is the 15R. So what's the size from needle to neck on that one?
So Karla, why don't you go ahead and show them a little bit on the 15R here. So point to the needle and show them the spacing on this. What's the spacing?
It's 15 inches. That's the 15 on the 15R.
Oh,
so in between. There we go. It's 15. So that is the first machine. Karla, what's your favorite function on the 15R? What would you say is the thing that you enjoy most?
I just love that it's a nice, steady, even machine, and it was the very first machine that we produced, and so I have a real fondness for it. I love that it's a little smaller and not quite so long, and using it paired with the hoop frame, I can quilt a little section and really get in there and do a lot of detail, and then move to my next section. And so that's what I like about the 15. It's not intimidating, it's just very easy to use.
Yeah.
We do know as well, and maybe Mark, you can share when customers call in as a first-time user, how do they feel about the 15?
Their thoughts are just like what Karla said. You know, especially these are the customers who are going from a 9-inch machine, so just a couple more inches bigger, 7 more inches. They feel like they can handle the machine. It's in their realm of handling this. They like Karla said, they don't feel like it's too big, too bulky. It is very cute. It's light, and so a lot of the customers, knowing that they can handle something like this and they get a larger throw space, they think that's phenomenal. So it's the best of both worlds. It's not overly big, but yet you got a good throw space to do your king size quilts.
It has a lot of functions that you get with the long arms, like the built-in stitch regulation, and that's very nice as well.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So the next, so this one is, oh my gosh, normally the list is $4,500 for the 15R recertified. So it's actually gone through the factory twice. It's only $24.99, and we have financing on all of these prices.
Barbara, I just fainted over here listening to that. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
Is that the right price, or did I mess up?
Well, no, that's a great price. So
Okay. I was like, oh, don't get me fired.
No,
That's great.
take advantage. Again, it carries the same warranty as a new one as well. So it's been through the exact same process again. And if there's anything that looks like it's had any little bit of wear anytime we replace it, we update all the electronics to exactly what's shipping today. So it's actually a best value for those people wanting to get into it if they're really looking at a budget machine. So
that with the hoop frame at only $189 starting at.
Yeah, you're under $3,500. Yeah, less than $3,500 for a long arm, in essence, a mid arm machine frame combo. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know. And then you can finance that. Any purchase over $1,000, you can finance for 12 months through Synchrony Financing.
Nice. Barbara, 10 years ago, we were selling the Jukies and frames at the same price. And so now what's amazing is you can get a mid-arm machine with a frame now at a similar price.
Yeah.
So that's
And they're rebuilt at the same factory where the new ones are built. So that's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one is the 15 Pro. So what's the difference between the 15R and the 15 Pro? I'm assuming they're both 15 inches wide, right?
Yep.
That one works. Sorry.
Yep. So we're going to walk over to a 15 Pro, and we're just going to show you a couple key differences. Go ahead, Karla. And this one has an accessory mount on it, so don't worry about this. But we're going to go ahead and take a look.
It has a touch screen, so you can just touch to get my SPIs turned up to whatever I want, and that's stitches per inch. So you can change them with just a touch of the button. And you can just touch the screen to get to you've got regulated precise, you can move it to regulated cruise, and you have a based mode as well as the manual mode, which a lot of quilters really like and enjoy. So you have needle up, needle down. You just have so many functions. Now it's a little faster machine.
That's definitely worth the extra $500.
Yeah. And sew's a little quicker. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this one does 2,000 stitches per minute, while the other one.
You can hear it beeping at me, telling me to slow down.
She's giving it a test drive here.
Yeah, I'm test driving.
That is. Let me.
And it just sounds great. It's a beautiful machine, 2,000 stitches per minute. So it is an upgrade to the 15R, slight upgrade, but those features are for the price. It's really nice.
Yes. Okay, so it's faster, and does the 15R have that screen on it like you showed on
the 15R?
It has an OLED screen, which is
it's not
what I like to call it.
screen.
It's like informational, so it just outputs, and so you see the 10 stitches per inch. Those features now change for the button. So we come over here to the left side, or the right side, I'm sorry. You can see if I press the button that it changes the stitches per inch. So it's more informational. The 15 Pro, you can have that same information screen on there, but you can also touch the screen to change the stitches per inch or any other feature. So now you have two places where you can function the machine.
We've also been able to add new functions and features and increase the speed because of those capacities. So
oh my gosh, so many options, and we have a price point for everyone who wants to get into free motion quilting.
You literally do.
So we have another recertified awesome deal. Normally, if you buy this new at $7,000, you get it for $3,499. That's the Q19. So I'm assuming that's 19 inches from needle to neck, right?
That is correct.
Good guess, right?
Go ahead and just bring that forward, though. Let's go show them the neck on that. Winner, chicken dinner right there. There you go. Look at that. There's the 19 inches.
And can I also just say on that for the 19 inches, it is light. This 19 machine is a light machine, so it doesn't put all the stress that you normally would have with heavier machines as you're moving it around. It is a light machine.
It also looks like it has a little more height on it. Is that?
It is. Yep. It's a little bit taller in the throat.
Now the handlebars are pretty nice. Now I'm going to say this right. So those who are vertically challenged, who may not be able to reach all the way to the back with these larger throw machines, that's okay, because these handlebars you can adjust out. You see that? You give another about 2.5 inches, 3 inches of extra space that you can move, so that way you can reach all the way to the back of your quilt and not quilting out of sorts. You're not really leaning forward where you're not in your comfort zone anymore. So we're going to put those back, and you can also adjust them. So if you want it up, you want it down, you can quilt where you want it to quilt, and then you can simply just tighten that down, then they stay in place.
One of the things I like, Barbara, is it's the bridge between a machine we're going to get to in a minute, which is the 21. where
Wow.
we've actually taken components off of our top end machine too, and we brought them down into the 19-inch machine as well.
That is so nice. Oh, it's like mom and dad right next to each other.
What's nice about this one, Barbara, it's a little lighter. And so if you have trouble, moving the machines, the big heavy machines, this one's a lighter weight. It's what my mother-in-law uses, and it has instructions on how to thread it. So I don't get that phone call saying, Karla, will you please come and help me? Yeah, so she is loving her machine, and I'm not getting the phone calls.
Karla, I love the support that you guys provide. Not only do you make excellent, amazing machines at great price points, they're good quality, and you get great support with it. So thank you for that. And Karla always answers the phone whenever I call, which I'm so appreciative. Okay, so I'm going to do a giveaway, but I'm not going to tell you what you win until later. Of someone who can guess what the size is of this next model number from needle to neck. If you guys can chime in and tell us what amount of inches from needle to neck this machine is going to be, the Q21. And the first person to guess the inches from needle to neck, I'll give you a prize. All right. Bell, hi. Okay, Carolyn.
Hello. Whoa, there we go. Woo, winner.
It is. It's 21 inches. And that's currently the largest size that Grace makes, right? Oh,
Yes,
Jill,
it is.
very close.
There it is.
And yes, good guesses, everyone. But Carolyn, direct message me your name, address, phone number, email address, and I'll get that.
Congratulations.
I'll get a free thing sent to you, and I'll tell you what it is a little later. I'm going to put your name on it because I have a list here. But it's exciting. Okay.
Hey, Barbara, next time I want to be part of that giveaway. I wouldn't give you the answer.
So the MSRP on a new Q21 is $9,000. You can get it recertified for only $4,000, basically, and you can finance that for 12 months. No brainer.
That's a win right there.
Oh, I got a clap. Y'all are so funny. I love it. So are there any differences between the 19 and the 21 recertified?
Yeah, there are some differences. One would be the speed. So the 19, this machine right here, if you guys can see that one does 2,000 stitches per minute. The 21 does 1,800. The handlebars are the same, so you can adjust the handlebars just like you could on the 19. The throw space is larger, so that's a step up from the 19.
So Kathleen asked, what is needle to neck? And Mark, what you just did shows them that. So from the neck of the machine
all the way. That's 21. That's far.
That's 21. Let's show us that on the 19 again really quick, Mark. So this is the example. The 19 is this one, right? So needle to neck on the 19 is 19 inches. Mm-hmm. And then again on the 21, you end up picking up the extra 2 inches of space on this one.
So you get the full range of motion on the continuum frame?
Yep, and that's the frame that you talked about earlier that's on sale for $1,999. The 21 does require the bigger frame, so it does have to go on the continuum because of the size of the machine.
Mm-hmm. You'd have extra space in your machine for the Q zone. It just wouldn't work, right?
And what's nice about both machines is you guys notice where the cone placements are. So they're right up front, easy access. You can keep one. You see it has two spots, both in the 19 and the 21. Some people like to keep their bobbin thread over here so they can wind their bobbin. It has a built-in bobbin winder, by the way. All of our machines have a built-in bobbin winder. So you can keep that ready for your bobbin, and then you have the other one for your thread.
Sally says, who needs a bedroom anyway, LOL.
That's right.
Always the case, always the case.
Oh, gosh, that is so funny. Okay, so I wanted to go up to, we talked about recertified machines, but if somebody wants the best of the best, we have some packages on the Q21. And then we'll just talk about the machine first. New, let's see, the Q21 Pro, because there's a great deal on this one right now.
All right, so they're coaxing me out in front of the camera.
Yes.
So they're like,
You guys are getting the professional, yeah.
So one of the things I like to talk about is, Karla is being with our business for so long. You have a winner when she gets all giddy and excited when she starts to experience something. She's used a lot of machines, not just ours, several brands. We sew on a lot of those in different situations as well. So she really knows what an experience would be when you're moving and trying to sew and trying to quilt. She does a lot at home. She does a lot here. And so I actually ended up having the same kind of experience, which was kind of weird. And Barbara, I actually think you had the same experience as well when we experienced this new 21 Pro. I actually was demonstrating it. Why don't you tell us really quick about your experience? What happened to you? I remember at VDTA when I put your hands on it.
I felt like it was like butter. Whenever I moved it back and forth, there was no resistance at all. And I just felt like, wow, I didn't have to try as hard to make a good stitch on this one because it was just so well thought out.
It is our premium product, and we spent some extra time and looking at some of the additional details to make sure that it felt like that. And Karla, she got excited. You kind of like, you got to come try this. Like, this is pretty amazing. And I did the same. I was demonstrating it, and I never had used it. I know I had been in here waiting for us to test, and I had a customer I had experienced with it, and I was like, when they were done, I said, do you mind if I just play with that for a minute? Because it is phenomenal, and it is a premium product. However, the pricing, as you're going to look at, is a lot of people are shocked. They actually ask the question, like, what's wrong? Like, if you have something that can perform like this, that stitches like this, that has these type of features for what a quilter looks for, then what's wrong? And one of the great things about our business is that we have really tried to present value. Our goal is how much of what can we achieve that the premium products are providing. And because we control all of our own manufacturing processes, and coming from the grassroots of really the beginner quilter is really what our business continues to be found on. We really are just trying to reach up that level and push our products farther up as far as capabilities, but we still want those to be just obtainable for a wider variety. So the product itself has the same handles as we have on the 19 and the 21. Key differences is the 5-inch touchscreen and a significant increase in overall performance. The machine speed bumps from what we would say between 1,800 and 2,000 all the way up to 2,600 stitches a minute, which is one reason that it performs a little better. Bigger power supply, bigger motor means more accurate stitching. And then the touchscreen, we can build in things like bobbin estimators so that we know when our thread's getting low. A little bit more control over different type of presets on different stitching modes. And so the product as a whole kind of gets pushed up to another level. You're also looking, and I apologize for this, this is also, we have the automation set up on part of this one here on our floor. So again, you can use the 21 and the 21 Pro on the continuum frame. And again, we mentioned that automation is always an add-on. So kind of that's not the screen. This is our machine here with our handles and our experience as part of that process.
Wow, you're pretty good at that, Nathan.
He is.
I look dangerous. I'm not. So people always ask, yes, I have quilted quilts. I have never pieced one. Thank you very much. And I have been called a bedroom quilter. So those are all true statements. So,
so I have a slide that I want to bring up on the machine because the August promotion on this was the thing that I was like, no way. We've got to tell the world about this one because it's amazing. Let me bring up this photo that I pulled off of the sell sheet. So it comes with, when you buy the Q21 Pro machine head, it comes with the light bar, which you see above the machine. It has a ruler base. So that's like an extension on the bottom of the the bed of the machine so that you can use your rulers for template work, the Westerly or other brands of rulers. It comes with extra needles. It comes with 3 Leaday rollers, a hopping foot kit, a 9-piece foot attachment kit, and bobbins, extra bobbins for the machine. This is a $1,071 retail value, and the machine is discounted $1,000 on top of that. So the machine is normally $9,000, but if you purchase it from Allbrands in the month of August, it is priced at $79.99. You get the bundle with the light bar and free shipping. It's a brand new machine. Am I missing anything? Financing.
No, but as you're looking at the full system, so you add the $2,000 for the Continuum. So then you're with the machine and the frame at the $9,999. Again, that's a $1,500 discount off of its normal pricing. So that's a great savings. And then we're really adding this over $1,000 bundle. A lot of people ask about the lighting too. As an accessory, I always like to say when we're in our rooms, if you take any room in your home, and if you were to put a product like this or a quilting system, it usually goes against a wall and our lights are in the middle. And so whenever we quilt, we end up casting shadows and it makes it a little bit harder. Then some people say, well, I have a window, and I'm not sure if we always quilt during the day. I know that people quilt at all hours of the day. And so the light bar as a great addition makes a huge difference. In fact, I think I just did this a minute ago, but as an example, we like to show how much different the system is. And so like you mentioned, Barbara, all those other things are usually items that once you start quilting, you're like, oh, I would love to do ruler work, or hey, I wonder how I would go and apply a different type of stitching process like couching. And those things are all included in part of those feet kit, along with some rulers. Again, Leah Day does a phenomenal job, and she teaches you how to use those rulers. And so we think that the kit as a whole gets somebody not only started, but it actually takes them down the road several months based on what they're looking to learn and how they want to quilt.
We have a question from Bonnet. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for watching. She said, do you have classes or instruction for the Q-Zone hoop frame? And I'm so glad you asked, because there's such great instructions when you get these machines. And there's tons of YouTube tutorials. And if you're local, we have the Q-Zones in all of our stores and the Continuum. So we can give you support there as well, and on the phone and by email. So there's tons of support.
I love that too. Karla has done a really good job, and she has a couple videos that she's put together. Most importantly, like kind of preparing fabric is one, right? Using fabric.
How to put your quilt on the frame, and then getting started with using the hoop frame. Like I said, I love the frame. It's very easy to use.
Right now, if people are interested later on, Barbara, you can always share with those that would be interested a link to some of those videos. That would give them an understanding, and so you can feel confident. Just so you know, the main buyer is usually coming from using a domestic machine. They've probably tried to do some quilting, and they found that they get a little frustrated. Their arms get tired. It's hot because the quilt's on top of you. And the biggest thing is fabric management. And Barbara, you mentioned about drawing, right? And taking the pen over the paper. We find that as a first experience, usually two people, someone who says, this has been great, and I'll do a quilt every now and then. Or what it also does, it gets somebody who decides, hey, I really love what this process is, and they expand their quilting. They decide that they want to do more of what that is. It lets them get through more projects. I always say be prepared. And obviously you have the recertifieds, but they start going, oh, what's the next size machine? I think I want a little more space, or I want the automatic stitch regulation. And so it kind of leads them into that when they're ready.
Well, what do you find like with the throat space? Because you can start with the Q-Zone and totally do free motion on your domestic machine, but you just have to think, it's kind of like embroidery size, you know, how much area do you want to be able to free motion at one time? And that's basically the main differences between these machines and some other awesome, like, accessories available and things like that. So,
you know, one thing I thought I would throw out that I'm very adamant about this is currently if anybody has sewn and pieced a quilt and then they've decided to work through quilting at home, the next step is seriously something that just helps you manage the fabric. No matter what, getting a tool that makes fabric management easier makes that whole process easier. You might end up with a similar type of space, and that's fine. And in fact, you can get a little more because the fabric can move on top of the rail. So we find it's empowering to people, and then the motion. So we find that it's a freeing thing. And then to your point, they start deciding, well, how much do I want to quilt at a time? And so again, you're not losing, you're actually gaining when you start with something like that. And then when you add the machines or what's next or the accessories, you end up with just more features, more functions.
Pamela, if you're confused, just comment that you want to be contacted, and we will contact you and answer any questions you have. And Bonet, if you're a visual learner and you're in Houston, Texas, you are in luck. We have 7 retail locations, and one of them is in Clear Lake by NASA, and they have the Continuum and the Q Zone on the floor. So just give Margie a call at our Houston Clear Lake location, and she will be totally happy to help you with that.
Again, Barbara, your group does a fantastic job, and again, wonderful resources in order to help answer those questions. And if you can really experience it, there's nothing else like that. So.
No, you're awesome.
It's the truth. It's easy. It's easy to be awesome. It's true. So.
Yeah. So if you get the Qnique Q21 Pro machine, which you're saving, it's normally $9,000. It's on sale for $79.99, and you get $1,000 in extras. You can totally add that Continuum frame that it's sitting on for an additional $2,000.
Yep.
And that is really affordable. So there's another bundle that I definitely wanted to talk about. It's the everything. So the 21 Pro machine. Oh, let me find it. Where did it go? Here it is.
Automation.
21 Pro, and this is the best one. So it's normally over $17,000 if you were going to buy all of these things. We have it. It's with the, let me see. It comes with the robotics, the light bar, and the bundle. So it comes with the beginnings robotics. So many people may not even know what the software and robotics do. So I think it's so cool because the machine will move itself. You don't have to have like experience with free motion quilting to come out with a beautiful stitch, which is so, so cool. I don't know if we're able to demonstrate that, but if
you're good, maybe I can just really quick, as the consumers, as the quilters buy and they start quilting, kind of 2 different groups of quilters. A lot of those that, I always like to say it's kind of a budget and it's a personal preference on what I want to engage with. I am an automated quilter, meaning I have done a lot of the quilts with computer designed images that I put together. Some of them incorporate hand quilting pieces as well. So I found that I kind of find both my hand quilting, and Karla probably will attest to this, unless you're doing really detailed, you can get through some hand quilting pretty quick. I have a hard time with detail, so I'm not very controlled because it's not something I do all the time. So using the system to do so to me is important. So I'm just going to quickly, we're going to quilt just a pattern. I just want to show you how easy it is. Cool. So I don't want to have you come too close, but maybe if you come a little closer, I'm just going to touch a couple buttons and we'll just show a pattern. So you can see that it doesn't need to be intimidating. It doesn't need to be hard. Our whole goal was, if I walk away from this and let's say I don't engage with it or interact over 2 months or 3 months and I come back, I don't want to feel like I have to relearn. And that's really important for us and our users as well. However, it's just as strong for professionals. So those that do businesses, those that really are looking to produce more, it's good for them. So Karla, when we move it over the top left, or let's just, do we have a pen? I was going to quickly draw. Here, I have one. I'm going to draw a pretend block here really quick. I'm just going to make some corners to give me an area. We move the machine over that spot. We're telling it we're ready to select and sew. I'm going to choose a pattern. It opens the pattern. What's really nice is that we just simply can go to the corner of the block and say, go there. We now can go to the other point and position it. We're ready to quilt. So what I did is I used 2 corners, I positioned it, and now we're going to sew it. Normally we could pull up the bobbin. You can set your tie-offs on that as well. I am simply going to hit sew. The machine engages with the motor system. It's asking, is our needle up? It is. Moves to our start point automatically. And then I'm going to quickly just pull our thread here to shorten this demo for us. It automatically will do our tie-offs, and it starts quilting.
Oh, it's magic. It really is magic. It's like It's like one of those ghost pianos that you see sometimes at hotels, and it's playing itself, really. It's quilting itself. I love it.
So I'll go ahead and stop it there. But again, it's literally that easy. The same if you're going to go across your quilt and do a whole pantograph. You can just decide how big your quilt is, tell it how far you want the pattern to go, and it can repeat that going down your quilt. And some people always joke, is it really that easy?
Yes.
And I love saying, you know, if you're willing to look at a couple questions it asks and it lets you easily place your pattern and you literally go, it will actually help you go through the entire process. And that's pretty important to us. So, but that's the all package. What was your price again on that, Barbara?
Oh my goodness. So normally for the full package of the Q21 Pro that comes with robotics, the only thing that you see that's not included is that tablet that's shown. That's any Windows-based tablet. But it comes with the software and the belts that move the machine. It comes with the light bar. It comes with that $1,000 bundle. It's free shipping and financing. Let me find it. It's normally, if you would purchase these items separately, would it be over $17,000?
Yeah, I believe so. I know that the frame and the machine are $11,500 plus another $45,000.
And then with the promotional bundle,
$1,000 bundle, another $1,000.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have it for $14,999.95 with free shipping, and you can actually finance that for. Oh my goodness! Let me find our financing. 24 months, 0% financing on approved credit. Free shipping within the continental U.S. So that's awesome. I love that we're doing this. This is so cool to be able to see. Nancy loves her Q19 in frame. And Esther asks, what's the largest machine that can be used with the Q-Zone Pro? Oh, sorry, Esther, I misquoted myself. It's not the 21 Pro because that's too big for the Q-Zone. Which was the
Q-Zone hoop and queen frames go up to a 19-inch machine on those. And then the Continuum, which is the big professional frame, will hold up to the 21 and anything smaller.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a lot more items that we needed to touch on. Let me just see here. We were going to go and let's just touch on the rear handles that are available because there's 4 different options and they're all 20% off right now. So if we do we have one of those?
Yep, we do. We're going to open the box. So the rear handles attached to the back of the sewing machines. While Mark's opening this, I'll just quickly, I'm going to move over here and just point this out, Barbara. So here is one of the machines, and there's an ability to bolt them on. So as an accessory, people might want to, as we talked about, put templates and patterns on the back of the frame. So here we go. And then Mark, so go ahead and just kind of show us what that looks like.
I have to say, so with the rear handles, what's nice about these rear handles, so here's the rear handles, you also get a screen. So
the ones that come with it, right?
Yeah, the ones that come with it, you get a screen. And that's part of the whole package deal with the 21 Pro. You get a screen with the rear handles. You also get the other components to attach them in the back. But it's quick and easy. And
So
what's nice.
Go ahead.
Oh, what's the benefit of quilting from the back? So you can use like pantographs and things like that?
Right.
Yeah, that's a great question. If you notice from the how wide, especially using 21, how much distance you have, if you're right here over the fabric, it is very hard to see behind you. You can't even see. I can't even see where the table unless I lean backwards. And so having the rear handles now allow you to use. Thank you, Nathan. The pantograph. So we have what we call a plastic set. You can see the pattern inside there. This simply attaches to the tabletop on the back side there.
Right back here.
Yep.
The holes in the table allow you to adjust it.
Then what you would do, I'm going to actually just do this. So if I have my rear handles.
That's okay. We can just kind of show. We don't need to. The handles.
I'm just going to how they attach back here. Now I'm holding the handles back here, following these patterns that we have set down. And now you have the visual, so you can see the stylus. You just have now complete control over what you're doing from behind the machine instead of being in the front. So that is why you want to use the rear handles for that purpose.
And again, available with all the different machines.
Yeah, and they're all 20% off for the month of August. So if you already have these, which I think Grace is probably one of the most popular quilting machine manufacturers in the United States right now. I'm not sure what your market share is, but I know with us it's like the biggest.
Yeah, we think we continue to grow. So we appreciate a lot of your viewers have talked about having them and the support that they provide, and companies like yours. It's been great to have all those users on board.
Yeah. So there's also so was that was called Panto, right? What you just demonstrated? That's the pantographs. That's
the plastic pattern perfect set specifically.
There's also like lasers you can attach. Y'all, you can soup this thing up as much as you want. There's just like so much. But the next thing I want to talk about is the robotics, because those are on special too. Oh yeah, the laser. Cool.
Yeah, that was the laser.
That was the laser.
The laser, just so everybody
And you
knows,
can put it in the front or the back.
Yes. Yep. You got it.
For tracing, which is cool.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to trace or use Pantos, the Quilt Motion software is 30% off this month. So sale prices starting at $44.99.95 on the beginnings, which is normally $31.50. Oh, sorry. It's normally $44.95 and the sale price is $31.50. Excuse me. So even better. And then the Pro is normally $7,000 and we have it for $4,900 with financing. So if you already have the Grace Grace machines and frame, we could totally upgrade you to have it be automated.
And you can start out with the beginnings, Barbara, and then upgrade to the Pro. So there's an upgrade available once you get familiar with it.
Yeah. So Bonnet asks if she has a Q-zone hook frame and a domestic machine, can she do robotics on it with software?
Good question. What we would ask is, what machine is she using?
She has a 6700 Gerome.
So we're very fortunate that there are several brands in the Gerome line, several brands in the Brother line, several brands in the Bernina line that you can add automation. It's pretty interesting. A lot of people wonder, like, how does that really happen? You actually get mounts that let you put the tablet on the handlebar, and then all the smarts and the systems, the drives and the motors just attach to the frame and the carriage, and it actually plugs into the foot pedal port. And what it does is it has the smarts to know how fast it moves, and it speeds up and it slows down. And so that does make it available. Now, here's even the better thing. So think about this. A lot of people, when they invest, I know this is me, I hate spending money if I feel that later I have to kind of get rid of it, or I have to be responsible for trying to sell it. The best thing is if you were to buy this for that $6,700 today, and later on you decided to move to a 15 or a 19, or you wanted to go to a 21 or a 21 Pro, that same automation set actually works every single of one of those the exact same way. In the box with the automation, you get all the parts for all of the frames, all the different mounts for all the different machines, all the different belts, and everything you need, so that you don't have to reinvest in that product later on, and you can grow with it. So that's it, or it grows with you and your skill set. So I love talking about buying and creating a modular system and then letting that build with you when you're ready to move to the next thing.
Yeah. So Sally actually just purchased from our Donnell McCauley video that we did a few weeks back. We were talking about how we had a trade-in 830 Bernina. She's asking if it will work for hers too. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so it will.
830s, 7
it just
series,
attaches to the carriage.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yep.
And Josie, we can definitely help you with that. Yep. So next, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was like, you can help me with that. That is for sure. So
I absolutely love the Grace Company. I love the support that you provide. I love the products that you make, and I love the versatility of the products that you make. And I love the promotions that we can do with you guys to get, you don't have to spend $25,000 to start quilting. You really don't. And you don't have to have, a whole humongous she shed, to put it in. because you can
Just a
get
little
one
one.
the size of a love seat, which is great. Did y'all want to, okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about is the True Cut. And then we're going to do some more giveaways. So
Just a little bit.
I got it.
just to recap everybody while they're getting that prepared, I'll put them backstage. I want to go over the specials that we had again. So remember that Q zone that we talked about in the beginning? Only $8.89, and you can, it comes with the carriage, so you can put your domestic machine on it. If you have a Brother or Juki TL PQ, for a very limited time, maybe we'll be including the stitch regulation on it. Then they have the new Pro available, and that one has the enhanced wheels, and it's just like the souped up version. And that one is $11.89 on special. And then we have the Continuum 10-foot frame with, you can roll it on there. It's not the hoop style. That's only $2,000. Oh my gosh, on sale. Then we have all of the recertifieds starting at sale price of $24.99 and going up to the Q21 at $39.99. But then if you want the brand new 21 Pro, you get $1,000 in accessories and you save $1,000. And then the full package with robotics, the 21 Pro, the light bar, the Continuum frame, $14,995. So I hope that that helps explain to you the best that we have to offer with the Grace Company. There's tons of accessories you can add to these things, but that's as much as we can fit into an hour. So the Grace Company also makes a really cool line of quilting accessories called True Cut, and we're going to be showing those to you and doing some giveaways for those as well. So I brought you guys in, and we're going to show four different things, right? The True Sharp, the True Grips, the Circle Cutter, and the combo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
All right, take it away.
All right. So show of hands, how many have heard True Cut?
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah, let's see. Put some hearts up. Some hearts up there.
There we go. We got
Yeah.
Sally. Way to go.
Right.
Thanks.
So,
Okay, so this
Go ahead.
is
Go ahead, Barbara.
Carolyn. This is the product that you won earlier. So, and then the next one we'll do a giveaway for too.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, so here are the products. I'm gonna go over them. We have our sharpener.
Is that you have to do it by hand, Mark? What's that one there specifically?
This is our electric sharpener. This is our best. This is our number one item we sell. Period. How many have blades? Tons of people have blades. You keep your blades. Blades cost a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, right. And then you keep them, and that's just money sitting in your container that you have not thrown away for whatever reason. Perfect way to get them sharpened again. So this is an electric sharpener. You plug it into the wall. It sharpens all three main sizes, your 28, your 45, and your 60 millimeter blade, just by push of a button. And some of you guys are probably thinking, does it work? Will it work with my blades? I'm a little skeptical. Yes, it will work with your blades. Yes, it does work, and don't be skeptical. For centuries, we have used sharpening stones, diamond stones, stones of any sort to sharpen our knives. So we've taken that same process and we put it into this little gadget right here. Now you can sharpen your blades. And so right here on the box, it shows the diamond stone. So it does come with the diamond stones. All right, we also have
Okay,
the
so
package.
for those of you who are interested in the True Sharp 2 that Mark just showed, that's normally an $80 value, and we have it on sale for $59.99. And I put the link in the comments below. If you want to be emailed the link or direct message, just type in True Sharp 2. And that is in the comments now below. So for those of you who also want to win something, chime in, give me a fun emoji or something. And then while he's demonstrating the next thing, because I'll be doing a giveaway on that as well. So take it away, Mark.
All right. So the entire True Cut product line, True Cut we've had for 11 years. 11 years. The main purpose of all of our TrueCut product, now we don't have it all out here. These are just a few of them, the giveaways, but they solve issues in the cutting world, right?
Yes.
You cut, you're viewing right there. You guys all cut fabric before. Some of the frustrations that we come across is we veer away from the ruler's edge. The longer the cut goes, especially if you have the 6.5 25 ruler, the longer you go, the more you tend to want to pull away. And to stop that from happening, we put so much pressure against the ruler that we can slip over the top. So we can slip over. All of our product, and in this particular, we have a combo here that involves the ruler and the cutter. It solves those issues. All of our rulers have this track, this guide down the side. It's about 1/4 inch tall. It doesn't take away the measurements of your ruler. It just simply gives you an edge on your ruler. All of our cutters come with this guide, this red guide. What that does is interlock right on that guide to keep that blade against the ruler's edge. So now when we try to move, that is fixed. So we talked about the veering away or over the top, no more. We like to keep our 10 digits, right, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching all of us, right? We like to keep our 10 fingers there. So now when we go to cut, we simply put that right on the track, line it up, whether you use your mat or your ruler, it doesn't matter. Simply put that right onto the track there, and you go all the way up. Now you noticed, because I'm pressing down on the ruler, that ruler didn't slide, and it keeps everything nice and straight. Well, let me try that again. Okay, and it keeps it nice and straight. That's what that guide would do. What's nice is in this package, part of the giveaway is this package right here.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my gosh, we're getting so many comments. I love the track system because you really, like, for those of us who are like, I'm using my rotary cutter, but you kind of go all over the place with it, it locks it in place. So that's a really unique system, and I love that.
And in this package, I brought this out separately. This is not part of anything. It's just inside this package here. So I'm going to talk about quickly the cutter, the True Grips, and the ruler that you get in this combo package. If you guys look at our cutter, you guys probably say, "Oh, that looks weird," or "What is that?" It is our ergonomic cutter, and it is the best ergonomic cutter on the market.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Karla can attest that. She does a lot of cutting. Okay, she's young, so she doesn't have any of these wrist issues.
Thanks, Mark.
But we all have those issues, right? We use a straight cutter, we bend the wrist, or want to get pressure down, so we get like white knuckles. We squeeze the cutter. We get above our cutting. So no matter what you're doing, all of this, your shoulders, yes. And so you're having all these pains everywhere in your body. Our comfort cutter.
All right, so everybody's wanting to win this because we're getting a lot of emojis.
Don't want to.
Yeah, don't want to.
This is actually this is the quilter's combo, right?
Yes.
It comes with the cutter, the oh my gosh, the like ruler with the track on it that keeps it in place. It comes with True Grips,
like 24.5.
And the True Grips, yeah.
Which are grippies, optional grippies that you can put on the bottom if you want grip or not. And then it also comes with the mat, with the cutting mat.
Nope, cutting mat's a secondary optional piece, so it comes with the True Grips. Mark, and if you'll hold up the
guess
cutter.
what? I included it.
There we go. It looks like we're giving it away. So Matt coming as well.
And you'll love the mat too.
Yeah.
You're gonna love that one. That's a nice bonus right there.
Yeah.
Double-sided.
Yes. So this full combo would be, and tell me if I'm right, Nathan, $122.75 value.
Yep, that is correct with that combo with the mat. Yep.
Let me tell you what our special is for those of you who don't win it that just want to purchase it. It is going to only be $89.99 with free shipping.
Woo!
Yay! Can I get a clap?
Yeah, well, all I'll say is that's like literally only like a few bucks more than the mat, and you're getting a free cutting system, and that is good.
Everybody give Grace a clap because they've been doing a great job. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me scroll down and close my eyes and pick Lori Smith. Congratulations. You won the package.
Congratulations,
Yay.
Lori.
You get claps from everyone. So just direct message Allbrands, your email address, and phone number, and I'll get that shipped to you. And thank you, everyone, for your fun. I love emojis. What do y'all think? Look at the medal. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Y'all, thank you so much for being good sports. And did we have anything else to show? Or I think that's about it today, right?
Yeah, we're good with what you'd like to do. So we can spend more time if you're wanting.
Well,
other than that, we really enjoyed the chance that we had to be able to be with you. So
yeah, well, I really appreciate y'all joining us today, and I hope that we can do this again and continue to show people the amazing products that you carry and the specials that we're having. So if you commented in this video, congratulations, because you are eligible to win a Q-Zone hoop frame on August 24th. Anyone who interacts in any way with this video, so like, commenting, and sharing. If you hop over to YouTube and like and subscribe, that's even more chances to win. So I'm rooting for you all, and I'll be jealous when you win, but I'm thinking after this video, I'm definitely going to have to purchase myself a Longarm frame. So the specials that we talked about today on the frames and machines and recertified machines are all through the month of August, which we're really excited about. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Nathan, Mark, and Karla. You're such great. And I'm coming to Utah so I can play in the studio with. All right. Well, thank you again, and we sincerely appreciate everything.
thank you. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.